Hi everyone, my name is Joe Merrill, and this is a tutorial that will get you started with Seesaw, and it comes in especially handy if you're just using it for the first time with remote learning. Now, I'm assuming that you've already created an account and you are just trying to get your class set up, so hopefully you've gotten to that point up until now. Now, to get your students added to your class, what you'll want to do is come over to this gear sign right here, and once you do, you'll see where it says plus students there. You want to add students, so you'll click right there. And if you need to add them one at a time, you can do that by adding them there. Or if you like to paste an entire list, perhaps maybe you want to copy and paste it from a class list that you have, you can do that and then just hit this green check mark. Once you do that, that will actually add in all of the students. So then what happens is you will see them pop up. Let's go right over here. And all of these different names will then be your students there. So that is the quick and easy way to get your students added. Now let's go back to the settings. You have a lot to choose from once you're here. You can change your class name, you can change your grade level, themes, and all that. You can have some fun playing with that, but the most important thing is right here, the student sign-in mode. There's a couple different options here. With remote learning, you probably are going to want to make sure that the class code, the one-to-one devices, is selected. And the reason why is because assuming that the majority of your students will be accessing this from home and you don't have shared devices within the classroom. So I recommend going with the class code one-to-one devices, and what that'll do is that'll generate a code that you can then share out with your students so that way they're able to log back into Seesaw. Again, you can manage students. Let's say you have a student that perhaps maybe moves and leaves to a different state. You can delete them off of your class. You can also add students that same exact way. So there's lots of things to kind of go through here, but another one I want to highlight is this enable item editing. This one right now is toggled off. I'm going to leave it actually on because what this does is this will come in handy for remote learning. If your student submits an assignment to you and you think that they need to make some edits, this will allow them to re-download that file back from the server and then edit it. If this is toggled off, then once they submit it, they cannot download it back off the server to edit it again. They'll have to restart it from the beginning. So you might want to have this on, or maybe you want to make sure that they just go ahead and start from the beginning. It's up to you, but that's always a good one to point out. Last on the settings is the enable family access. We want to make sure that this is turned on because the whole point of Seesaw is to make sure that we invite families so that they are in the loop of what's happening within the classroom. Now, if you go back up after enabling that to where it says plus families up here, then you're able to add different emails of family members, and you can invite them directly so that they have contact. Now, the family members do not have to actually have the Seesaw app in order to see what's going on in the classroom. Seesaw actually will send them an email notification so that they can still see the things that are happening in the class. However, if they do have the class app, then they can go back and see a curated collection of their child's their student work. It's like a digital portfolio. Now, once we've gotten all your settings set up, you're ready to start adding different things. So this plus sign right here is the hub. That's where you go to add all the important stuff. So you click right here, and the first thing that pops up is post student work. And when you click post student work, this brings up 6 options for you. If you're trying to get assignments to your students, you can either submit a photo, a drawing, a video, upload. This could be a Google file, a video, a photo. It could even be a PDF. So like, let's say if you had a PowerPoint file that maybe you saved and exported as a PDF file, you could do that. There's also a place for notes and links. So let's kind of go through each one. The photo, you might think, well, that kind of seems kind of silly. Well, no. Let's say that you took a picture of something. Let's say you were working through a math problem. If you took a picture of that, then you would be able to upload that as a photo and send that photo to the students. The students could then draw over the top of the photo and kind of dictate and illustrate over that. So that's kind of cool. Drawing, they're able to basically have a digital whiteboard, and they can use digital inking tools, adding text, adding shapes, and drawing over the top of that. It acts like a digital whiteboard, and they're also able to annotate over the top of that as well. Video is pretty self-explanatory. We kind of went over the upload. A note would just be a quick note, like all text that you wanted to give to students. And this link is where you can actually take external sources and embed them right into your Seesaw portfolio. So for example, let's say that you had a student who was working on a YouTube lesson where you wanted to make sure that a YouTube video went into the Seesaw lessons. You could put that right into there, and it would show up on their side, on the student side. Now, next, If you're looking for some really cool activities to do with your students and you are kind of struggling about how to go about creating some of those, Seesaw has an awesome library that's got all grade level specific stuff already done. You can see lots of neat stuff there all ready to go, so you don't have to go and get too crazy with creating things. There's already a lot there for you to choose from. And the last but not least is if you want to send an announcement. And if you want to send an announcement, this is things that will go to your families, just important notes that you want to keep them updated with. Let's say, for example, that you want to make sure that students are completing assignments remotely. You can send an announcement home to the families and say, hey, this is going to be due on Tuesday. Please make sure that your child is looking out for the directions of that. All right, guys, this was a really quick, brief overview of Seesaw. If you have any questions, make sure you follow us on social media at TheMerrillsEDU. That's 2 R's, 2 L's. And you can also look at our website, www.TheMerrillsEDU.com. Thanks.